Hey, what's going on? Ryan here with Intersection Records, and we're doing album review today of the new Greta Van Fleet album that came out on July 21st. So it came out on Friday. Today's Monday. I've gone through this several times, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to go track by track. This is really their third studio album. I kind of call it their fourth. So if you remember, this band is from Frankenmuth, Michigan, which is kind of between Flint and Ann Arbor, Michigan. They formed in 2012. There's three brothers. So the lead singer is Josh Kiska, his brother Jake on guitar, his brother Sam on keyboards and bass, and then their buddy from high school, Danny Wagner. Danny is a pretty monstrous drummer, of course. The talk in the industry for years at this point has been that they're kind of a clone of Led Zeppelin. Now, I've always said, if you're going to copy off somebody, why not copy off Led Zeppelin? So they had the first EP with Highway Tune on it, Savari Song. They ended up making 4 more songs and putting out kind of a double EP called From the Fires in 2017, followed by Anthem of a Peaceful Army in 2018. Battle at the Garden's Gate in 2021, which is kind of a prog rock album in a sense. This album, Starcatcher, is a little bit more straightforward rock, again produced by Dave Cobb, and it's their third full-length studio album. I'm kind of calling it their fourth album if you count the 8-song double EP. This is 42 minutes, which is a good length. As you know from my channel, that's what I like. Let's go through this thing. Fate of the Faithful is the first song. 4 of these songs were released prior to Friday as kind of singles. Fate of the Faithful starts off with that retro Fender Rhodes sound with Sam playing that. And then just kind of goes into a basic chord progression. I would really love to have seen them come up with more of a riff. It's very just okay. A very Jimmy Page-like solo. Almost reminds me of the solo and Song Remains the Same during the dream sequence of No Quarter, and even ends that way with some light Fender Rhodes. I mean, boy, it's just okay. Waited All Your Life is the next, acoustic, but just kind of pedestrian. His voice, I mean, I like Josh, and I like young bands, and I like championing young bands that are doing the rock thing, because rock and roll, as we all know, is kind of a lost art. Boy, his voice gets on my nerves on this record a little bit, especially on Waiting All My Life. The Falling Sky, better. The third track should have been the opening track. It's a much bigger riff. It does sound familiar from something maybe off of that first album. There's some harmonica on it, which again kind of goes into the Zeppelin thing with a little bit of a plant harmonica thing from earlier in their career. Boy, it sounds familiar again though too. Sacred, the Thread. Why not start off with a John Bonham When the Levee Breaks drum track with the echo. Speaking of echo, there's echo and reverb all over the vocals here on this record, to a fault almost. Sacred the Thread is a cool song. Feels more original, I guess, after the Levee Breaks drum intro. Just drowning in echo and reverb, though. Runaway Blues is a little 1 minute and 13 second ditty that I like. I wish they would have fully developed that. I'm not sure what they were doing there. I didn't dissect these lyrics, and it seems like they kind of like to go into concept realms. I would have liked to have seen that song be a full tune. Furious solo though on that song. Jake Kiska is a great guitar player, and he does the sloppy Jimmy Page solo thing really, really well. And he plays an SG and he gets a good crunch. The Indigo Streak is next. Harmonies that sound like Yes. Kind of sounds like late 70s, early 80s, yes. I really like that song. I think it's one of the album's best songs, the Indigo Streak. Frozen Lights next. I think, again, pretty strong. The Archer's next. The Archer, it's a bit proggy. It's got another dirty, grimy, Jimmy Page-like solo. Lots of textures here. Again, but everything kind of sounds similar. It just... Meeting the Master has an acoustic beginning, has some strings on it. What a day to meet the Master. This is one of the singles that came out. I mean, it kind of gets in your head a little bit. It's catchy. They're not scared to write an epic, but I'm just not sure that it fully works again. And then Farewell for Now. Again, just okay. I hate to blow this album up, and I'm not going to fully. My rating system is 5 is a classic, 4 is great, 3 is good, 2 is not good, and 1 is bad. This is a 3. This is a 3 out of 5 album. I'm going to go ahead and call it a 3 out of 5 right now. Starcatcher, the brand new album from Greta Van Fleet, it's good. But it's not great, and it's not better than good. It's just good. If you like Greta Van Fleet, I don't think you're going to be offended by it. I can see where this might be really good live. I don't think it's terrible. Am I going to jump out and listen to it a lot more? No, I'm just not going to. Would I like to see them play live if they don't cancel shows? I've had tickets 3 times, and they've canceled twice, or is it 3 times that they've canceled? I think they postponed 3 times, and then they finally did a makeup show. Whatever that means. Can Josh not keep his voice going the way that he screeches and screams? I guess. Anyway, check out my channel. Peace out. New Greta Van Fleet album's pretty good. We'll catch you later.